All right, guys, so this game is the Scotch Gambit. Okay, this is the craziest Scotch Gambit I have ever played in my entire life. Okay, this is the most wild one. It just, I still remember the emotions when I played this game. I was like, what is this? What in the world is this, right? So, this is the Millionaire Chess. This is the year actually I won $20,000 in this tournament. My most expensive game is on the YouTube channel too. You just got to go check that out. But I played Domonique Myers here, who is a national master in Charlotte. So good friend of mine, Shout out to you, bro, the big fella. What's up, Domonique Myers? So thanks so much, FB3, with the $5 tip, bro. Appreciate the love. Let's go. Starting out the stream right. Thanks so much for the love, as always. FB3 with the $5. So looking at this, guys, I actually played Domonique Myers. He was like over 2,200 playing him. I think this might have been round one. I think round 1 or 2 of Millionaire Chess, something like that. But we played. So let me show you what happened here. Let me show you what happened. So first off, the Scotch Gambit, or Scotch Gambino, as I like to call it here, and for all the other Jedi here. So this is what happens, the Scotch Gambino. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, D4. This is the Scotch game. The Garry Kasparov likes this a lot. I used to use it as an alternative to the Roy Lopez, like everybody does, right? So here you usually would just take the pawn when knight takes d4, and you have a nice attacking but positional kind of game, and there's a lot of theory to it. But I like a little bit more, a little bit more spice to it. Shout out to Simon Williams for spicy chess kind of stuff. Is bishop to c4. Bishop c4, this is the gambit. And what a gambit does, when you do a gambit, what is it about? A gambit is about rapid development. Usually you're gambiting the pawn for something else. So a lot of times I get a rapid development here, and I play it against everything and everyone, and have great success with it, especially when you start hitting stuff with the engine, and it helps you make openings, superpower openings, or super powered openings. So let's look at this. This is actually what happened in the game. Okay, so this is the theory here. If you don't know, then just watch and answer in the chat as we ask some questions. So knight f6, e5 is pushed here, and then black plays d5. This is standard theory. If you didn't know, why do you have to go d5? You don't have to, but honestly, d5 is the best by test, to say the least here. Threatening this, and this is called an equal or stronger threat. Just because I'm threatening something doesn't mean, or just because I'm threatened doesn't mean I have to move it. So d5, pawn takes knight, pawn takes bishop, and you get this weird kind of position where the bishops offset everything. Thanks so much for the 12 months, Lorgan. Whoa, 12 months, the big fella. Lorgan, thanks so much for hanging out, bro. Let's see that 12-month badge. Lorgan, 12 months subscriber to the channel. Thanks so much, bro. Bishop g7, and you have this weird kind of position with the bishops are monsters, to say the least. And also these pawns are like annoying, and white has no pawns in the center. And if you turn the engine on, black's better. So it's just it's not good. You don't want to do that. So white has to go with the best move here is bishop to b5. Honestly, I know this theory. I just know this theory very well. Now let me show you what happened. He goes knight e4. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is usual. I'm used to this. Knight e4, knight takes d4, bishop d7. I'm like, okay, this main line. Glad I made it for analysis. You right in time, Lorgan. So I'm like, this main line stuff. So I take bishop takes c6, pawn takes castles. This is still theory, guys. Like Ben Feingold got the emote. This is still theory. You just keep moving. So you don't en passant? No, Quinn. That's a good question, actually, for anyone else. Going back here, en passant does not that it doesn't work, but you just don't want to do this because then it helps me develop. And now it went from me having to, you having 2 pieces developed, and also you got to get this pawn back too. You always need to know, always keep material count. That's what I tell my students all the time. Always keep material count. It's like, shout out to, J.R. Smith not knowing to score in that basketball game, okay? You got to know the material count. What's the material count? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pawns for white. How many does black have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An extra pawn. So that means that now you have to get a pawn back on top of being down on development because he took with tempo, meaning like he developed. So there's some problems. You got some problems here. So en passant is not a move. So you go back to here. After d5, you go bishop b5. Keep these double. We take this at the right moment. Now we at least keep material even. This is still theory. Bishop d7, snap on c6, snap right back. Castle, get out of the way. Here we go. There's a lot of moves you can make here, guys. I've studied the Scotch Gambit. I've been playing this probably 5 years so far. 5, 6 years, yeah. Not really about 5, but Trim Boss, thanks so much for the follow. 5 years here. You have a c5 line. Okay, you got bishop e7. You have what's another one? Queen b8, rook to b8. You have a lot of lines here. You have an f5 and an f6 line. Like, there's all stuff that you need to know. My man just joined you. Thank Elevation. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Is it worth losing a bishop pair? That's a great question here. Great question here. It is worth you losing it, because you have to know what to do. If you start opening up the game, that's when you're gonna have a problem. You cannot open up the game. You have to know what you have here. So because I don't have two bishops love open positions. So if they love open positions and stuff, then I probably want to keep it slightly closed until the right time where I can open it and it benefits me from here. Also, you know, knowing the most important square, they say, in front of the most important squares usually for pawns or double pawns is the square in front of it. So controlling this square is crucial to a lot of my advantage. So watch how this unfolds. So bishop to c5. He goes bishop c5. This is honestly still standard theory, just like any chess book you ever picked up. And they say these are how the moves go. This is literally the same here. It's this theory. Bishop c5, f3, knight g5. Same theory here. But what's funny here, guys, is now in 2019 I made an improvement to the Scotch Gambit where it was already super strong, and an improvement that I found that was already here, of course, but not really talked about. It's one of those that's like, yeah, it's been there, but they don't really talk about it too much. Where there's a special move that I make now, especially if I know who I'm playing. If I know who I'm playing, you know, sometimes I'll still play the, I'll say old move for this sake. I'll say the old move. You know, sometimes I'll still play the old move, and a lot I'll do, especially on the stream. But the move I'm supposed to make is a little bit different. So stop here, guys. And it's white to move. What would you play? After knight to g5, you have a few options here. What does white do? Mr. Charm says h4. Quinn says f4. Mr. Rio says f4. Elfin says think. Bishop e3 or f4 from Cavallito. b4 from Lox says Haida. b4. So that's right here. Should we attack or play defensive? b4, actually, sorry. Should we attack or play defensive? Well, you have to do a little bit of both. Chess is like a pendulum. If you don't know what it is, you can Google it right now. A pendulum is what it is. It goes back and forth a lot. So you have to defend. You got to attack. Then you got to defend a little bit more. Then attack some more. It's always a swing. It's back and forth all the time. So to answer that question, honestly, you do have to do both. But it's in a sequence that needs to be correct. b4 is not a move, actually. b4 doesn't work. Anyone who said f4, you're right. If you said bishop e3, you're right. Okay. So what the sharp stuff. Sometimes you can get away for years and years and years and centuries playing the okay stuff that's not as sharp. And that's what f4 is. f4 is actually the move I played in the game. I played f4 in the game. And this is standard theory. And it's been here a long time, guys. f4 ain't going nowhere. It's just little stuff that you still have to watch out for. And it avoids certain things. That if you play bishop e3, this is the newer move. This is the newer move. And it eliminates a lot of other options that black can do. So honestly, I call this the Canty Scotch Gambit in a way, but it's really not. I mean, this has been around. But because I like doing this now, because I played f4 for so long, I just put Canty Scotch Gambit. But it's bishop e3. It's bishop e3 is supposed to be the move here, and there's a lot of theory behind this after knight to d2 and f4s and trading the knights, queen d2s, rook e1s. You get all kind of stuff that's still exactly the same. As not exactly the same, but there's some small move order changes and stuff. That's a little bit different, but you can get some very similar positions to the f4 first rather than bishop e3. Now, let me show you guys, okay? This, oh man, you never want to be, I'll tell you one thing. You never want to be scared, not scared, but surprised at a board, okay? Imagine you calculate, you sitting here, you know, you're doing your stuff, you're playing your moves, and they play a move, and you like, you just like look at them, and you have to look at the board and like double take, like that's, what? No. Because you've never seen it. It's one of those that's like, I didn't even know you could do that. So when you do that, especially a psychological factor too, you can't like just look at the board and like shock and all this other stuff, because then your opponent knows that you never seen this before. So and it's a psych advantage too, psychologically. So you got to be careful here. So I played f4. Let me show you what happened here. He played f4. I've seen everything, guys. I've been playing this at the time I had to be playing this like 2 years, maybe a year, 2 years, something like that. Not that long, okay? I have been playing it. I've been playing it now 5 years, but it's been like, it was like a year first starting. Not here, right? Yes, correct. Look at that. Elevation says 94. 94 is a move. I've seen it. 96, I've seen it. Bishop takes, I've seen it. There's really not anything else you can do. This knight's under attack. It's either here, or take it. Really nothing else to do. This is what this man did. He picked up this piece and he dropped it. And I almost fell out the chair. I almost fell out my chair. Can anyone find this move? He says knight h3 check, Frank. Okay, knight h3. Anybody else curious here? He made this move and I didn't know. I was like, what is this? Either he's crazy or he's a genius. Or he's, I don't know. I don't know what to call this man. F4, and then he made this move. And it was mind-blowing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Don't play F6, says TBA. It's definitely not F6. Definitely not F6. Castle, says Red. No, it was not Castle. It was not Castle, bro. And it was not knight h3 check. Queen e7. No, it was not queen e7, bro. He didn't go bishop g4. Elevation? Yes, he did. He went bishop g4, and it was like, oh my goodness, you felt it. You felt the energy off that move. And I sat here and was like, I was in shock. It's like if you saw my face from the inside, not the outside, because I was very cool, calm, and collected. But on the inside, it would look like I just saw a ghost. Like it was just like, he hit me with this move. He hit that man with that move. And I was like, I didn't know what to do here, bro. I've never seen it. It's going from like playing something you've been doing every day. Oh, I know this. And then you see something in a tournament, guys, not a blitz game. In a real life, this is money on the line tournament. He plays this move and I've never seen it. Never ever seen it. So I'm like now out of book. I am now basically, I'm in the jungle by myself trying to fight my way out. Because I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea. So, here we go. What do you do? What do you do, guys? What are you going to do in this position? You had to think for a bit. I did. Absolutely. I had no shame in thinking about this move because I have never seen it. And I don't care. I'm going to sit here if it take an hour to figure this out. Never seen it. We're going to figure this out, though. Due to calculation. But, man, you got a lot of moves. You got a lot of moves. Not the jungle, says TBA. No, not the jungle. Yeah, I was there. And then I was not familiar with this terrain. I was not familiar here. Pawns cannot go backwards. Correct. Queen takes g4, TBA. Queen d3 and queen d3 from Kara and everyone else. Queen d3 is on the board. Okay. Queen d2 from you don't really have many moves, right? Queen d3, queen d2, queen takes g4. So everybody's already said it. Minara, thanks for the follow. So it's actually queen takes g4. I went with that line. Queen d3, I'm not familiar with it, and it just seems weird. Seems dangerous to take the bishop. Oh man, I'm about to show y'all some stuff here today. This is the craziest Scotch Gambit game I've ever played in my life. Never seen it, never been a part of it. And if I went from like knowing where I was to now being like vulnerable in the neighborhood and walking down the street. I've never been here. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. Where's my wallet? I don't know where to go. I don't speak the language here. I was by myself out here. It's felt like, because to play bishop g4, guys, you have to be prepped here. Yeah, you got to be prepped. You don't just play this move. You got to be prepped. So the man knew something here. Bishop g4. So it feels like a trap. Oh man, it did. It felt like a straight up trap. So you play bishop g4. Queen d3 just seemed all like weird, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing from here. Queen d3 just don't seem right. I feel like I have to take this bishop. So I take the bishop. Easy move. He takes the knight with check. King h1, knight e4. He's going knight f2, and I'm getting an exchange. So you need to figure this out. Guys, I promise you, 90% of y'all gonna go wrong here. White to move. What do you do? White to move. What do you do? It's feeling pretty sketchy here. I will say that. It's not feeling pretty cool here. Queen takes G7 from Frank. Queen takes G7. First instinct, Queen E2, Queen F3. So honestly, everyone said all the moves that are supposed to be played here. But check this out, right? Queen takes G7 is I go Rook F8, and this is actually the engine line. Let me tell you this. This is why you always need to have two evaluations. One that's a human and one that is actual engine, so you figure out what's going on. Here, actually, it says knight to D2 is the best move. And then after knight D2, check, rook takes, bishop takes, and go F5. But this is very, not that it's difficult, but you need to be very accurate and believe that you can still win this position here, because any wrong moves, you are down in exchange here. Which, of course, his king is still under attack, but you do need to be accurate. And he can castle queenside and bring the rooks this way. If you're not, we are not engines. It is something you do need to calculate. But being down in exchange here and still fighting, now they actually give this +1. It's not like +3, +5, that's easy. When you +1 in this kind of position, there's a lot of room for error for both sides. But I wasn't into this. And of course, again, not ever being in this terrain, don't know nothing about anything. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not about to go into this. I don't know what to do here. So what I did is actually, hold up. Let me show you this. Let me show you this one. This is the one that blew my mind in calculation when I was sitting at the board, and he did this, and I was like, if I take this, well, what if me being a tactician, like I love tactics, and tactics is life, everything tactics, you know, favorite food, tactics, every day. So tactics, right? Queen takes G7. I'm like, well, what if he, you know, instead of rook F8, what if he goes here? Queen H4. I was thinking just H3. Yeah. Oh, no. Not H3. Queen H4. What if he does this move? Well, then what do you do as white? Is anyone in the chat? What do you do about this move? What are you going to do? Queen H4, white to move. Now, this didn't happen, but this was definitely in my calculations. G3 from Quinn. Oh, man. G3. That's so funny because I was like, oh, try G3. And I saw this, and it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. If I go G3, it's over. It's over. Game over. Queen H3, hitting the rook first. Okay. If you move the rook, we got knight F2. Lights out. Lights out, big fella. You do anything else, lights out. You know, this is terrible. My pieces are so bad. I always have to like chill. And if I go rook F3, he can castle queenside, bring this rook here, and then snap here. Knight F2 is always a thing. What happened? This the position you hoped for when you just started, when y'all shook hands and you said, this is the position I want. This is not what you said. So, of course, absolutely not. G3 is not a thing. Not happening. Oh, no, says good. Yeah, oh, no is real. So, after this, right, watch Queen H4. What do you say? I have to take the rook and hope for the best, says Elevation. Absolutely, right? I was like, well, what if I take the rook? And they try to come back. And then I can try to come back here. Right here. Oh, this is cool. Because then if he goes knight G3, because the thing is, guys, why don't you just take the other rook? Well, you just get mated. It's not your day. Just go back inside. Don't ever show nobody this game. One of these. So, you know, you just don't ever, this will never happen. So, but you go back. So how about, okay, Queen G7. I snap a rook. I get a check in. I'm out the way. Well, you thought you were out the way, big fella. Knight F2 check and rook takes, bam. Hit him with the mate on G1. Oh my goodness. That's like a gut punch. It hurts. You can't do anything about this. Queen to G1 is mate. Well, how about hit him with a check? Okay, I'm out the way. Check. Okay, I'm out the way. Check. And you got another check? Fine one. I thought so. Shake hands, bro. Just sign right here. Sign right here. Game over. It was over. That's crazy. Crazy that you have to see all of this stuff. But also, it was the scariest time of my life. Calculating this, trying to keep it all in. And be calm and be like, what do I do? Do I take this rook? Do I do this? Do I blah, 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 blah? So, I was like, you know what? I don't have to live like this. So I play Queen F3. I just move my queen right back. I don't have to live like this. I don't have to do this. So I got out the way. I was not going for any of the complications. I didn't care. I was like, I don't need it. You know what? Queen F3. Queen F3. Let's keep it cool. I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to sit right here. Patience is virtue, says Ryaf. That's right. Sensible. Was it actually right for once? You were a lucky punch. Yeah. I was sitting here, Queen F3, and I'm like, I'm just about to relax, bro. Nothing too serious. I'm out your way. Bishop E3 against Queen F2, or against Knight Queen f2? It says queen f2. So you mean knight f2? Well, guys, if you are wondering, I did go queen f3 because now it's a 2-for-1 where I get 2 pieces for 1 piece. So after rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes, that's what they call a 2-for-1. So I do get 2 pieces and he just gets the rook for it. So it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work to say the least. So going back here, queen f3. I go queen f3. Hi, Canty and all Jedi. What's up, JP Falco? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So I go queen f3 right here. I've been doing that rook for a bishop, knight, trade, run. Oh, lately? You have been doing that? Like you've been trading with the bishop and knight, or you've been getting that rook takes, meaning you get the 2-for-1. Bishop e3 blocked the connection with the queen. Correct. That sounds right. Rook, Morty, don't that seem right? You know, queen h4. Watch this, guys. Bishop e3, beautiful move. And then he hits you with this and then look at you and just stare at you. Real hard stare. Real hard. And then take this rook afterwards. Nah, I've been giving up the rook. Good job, Ryath. Good job. That's how you're supposed to do it. Absolutely. Rook takes bishop e3 in a position before. Correct. Queen f3. So after queen f3, he does follow up with the queen h4 move here. The queen h4. Because he's going for this. Knight f2. Then he goes, you know, I go, well, first off, let me ask you this. What are you going to do as white? What are you going to do as white? You are kind of in a bind, but not really. Not really. Thanks for the follow, Dixie Enormous. Thanks for the follow. So it's like unbelievable how this position looks right now. What do you do? Like I can't develop. I can't like. This is so scary, bro. My chess mantra is lately reverse to move order, equal or greater threat. There you go, Ryath. That's why you pushing tight. Now g3, g3. Everybody says g3 is forced, right? Correct. How do you stop knight f2? You got to play g3. Only move. g3, then he follows up with queen to h3. So watch this, guys. Let's say I go c3. You know what? I'll give you a better move. How about queen to g2? Oh, queen g2. Does this work? Can somebody in the chat say yes or no? Does this work? Queen to g2. Is it going to work? Can I play queen g2 here? No from Ryath. No from Elevation. How? How is it wrong? How is it wrong? Knight takes g3 from Ryath. He's been doing some tactics. Absolutely. Knight takes g3. Ouch. Queen takes. Hit him in his forehead. Hit him with the sink. Oh my goodness. He fell down and it was over. He jumped off the deep end. Queen g1. Mate on the back rank. Again, never show nobody this game. Just walk away quietly. It's over. That's wow. Talk about rook loss. That's mate. It's over. Knight takes g3. So I couldn't do that. So I was like, okay, well, how about like c3? Try to get rid of the bishop. And then same thing, big fella. Knight, that didn't change anything. Oh, that hurts too. So honestly, you don't have, you're very limited options here. And what's funny is I had one move to save me here. Can anyone find this one move? I had one move. That was it. One move that saved me here. 92 from Lexi Shea, 92 from Cavalito. Talk about tactics, there's a ton of them. Bro, it's wild. And then watch how the tables turn in a minute. Like, it's ridiculous. Bro, you're a chess monster. Thanks, Optimus Boss. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the compliments. We in here, big fella. Bishop e3 from TBA. Well, Bishop e3, okay, I like it. But, I mean, honestly, I can snap here and just stare at you real hard afterwards. I'm just going to probably stare at you extremely hard afterwards. And maybe knight to g3 still works in a way. And then I can come back and snap this one. I can do a lot of things. Bishop e3 just don't work. I'm here for the good chess. Let's go. Hello, Neymar Jr. Neymar in the building. Okay, so here we go. Queen e2, not a move. Just jumping off the deep end. Don't even think about it. Queen e2, knight takes g3. Correct. It is knight to d2. Boom, there it is. Actually, c3. Knight d2 was the only move that saved me here. The only move that saved me, because now it doesn't work anymore. Because if knight takes d2, knight d2 from Adam Will, correct. So if knight takes, I'm developed. The rooks are connected. Perfect. No other problems. I eliminated one of the pieces that was causing me problems. So how about knight takes g3? Same line. Queen takes, well, it's actually defended now. So there's nothing to worry about anymore. Everything's defended. So I was like, cool. And if he does nothing about it, well, I'm just going to take this and then go queen g2. And then we fine. And like winning an endgame because his pawn structure is atrocious here. It's terrible pawn structure. So I'm like, okay, cool. After knight to d2, bro, I'm talking about This man was hitting me with moves, and I'm like, where is this coming from? What did I do? Did I do something wrong to someone? Or I'm studying chess. Like, what is this? So then he hits me with a move, bam, and I'm like, oh snap! Like your face move like you got smacked. That's how it feels like. He makes this move and you like move your face with it. Like bishop takes b2, move your face. It feel like you got smacked. Bishop takes b2. Whoa! Oh snap! And I didn't unexpected number 2. I mean, Fine Goat said. I remember one of my coaches. Shout out to Bill Cowton back in the day. He told me we went to a lesson. Actually, he was like one of the things that he was taking lessons with Fine Goat that day, and I just happened to sit in. So I was sitting there, and he was like, you know, you never want to be surprised at the board, and this was the second surprise for me at the board. So imagine how I'm feeling here. This is ridiculous. I was like, mind's everywhere. It's hard to calculate when you get surprised like this. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even think of bishop takes b2. I didn't even think of this. Bishop takes b2. I was like, oh, snap. Takes. Then he takes here, but this is pinned. And I'm like, oh, snap. Then I had to go into the think tank and come out a Jedi because tactics are everywhere in this position, guys. Everywhere. Everywhere. I rated, no, not FIDE or USCF. Maybe like Blitz or something online. 92. Now Rook B1 feels like you get Olive. Yes, I think 1,000% I was feeling that way. But then the funny thing is though, and here's positions like Olive says feels like you're getting smacked. Yes, it feels like it, and you know a lot of things looks are deceiving a lot in chess, but King's Indian Defense, sometimes I looked at some openings. Like King's Indian Defense is one of my favorites to look at. Sometimes there's some stuff in the King's Indian Defense that blows your mind. The engine like, yes, -7, and I'm like, bro, I'm down an exchange, and like this king side look ridiculous. What do you mean? So you know but it's looks are very deceiving in that, and it's all about calculation. That's how you finish, or that's how you like. What is it set in stone? What is it? Well, calculation will tell you what that is. And even though it looks like this right now to me, but then I was like, well, you know, I got to calculate it, and the calculations favored white. You'd be surprised the engine actually gives us equal right now. Equal. And a slight edge for black, not even -0.5, which is like slight edge, right? But here, it don't look like that at all. It looks very deceiving. GM by Curious George, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And Yiniv, thanks for the follow. This guy doing some Jedi stuff. Yeah. Engines are bad in King's Indian Defense. Yeah. Yeah, of course. And there's also Scandinavian too. There's also a very nice opening, but the engines say that stuff's always better for white, especially the Scandinavian, King's Indian Defense, you know, all the time. It's like they always say that stuff. So here we go. Okay, bishop takes b2. I take it. Knight takes, and then Lexus says queen to g2. So queen to g2 just doesn't work here, because after takes he comes up an exchange. So there's no reason for me to give him an exchange in the end here. Sorry, there we go. There's no reason to give him the exchange. So I'm not going with queen to g2 at all. Actually, find another move, guys. Queen g2 is not the move. I did not play queen g2 here. I was allowing myself to get forked here so I could figure out, you know, what's next. What do we do? Danny Don with queen c3. Welcome to the stream, Danny. Pushing tight. Queen to c3 and Elfins. Jingy Snow, thanks for the follow. Or Slow. Jingy Slow, thanks for the follow. That is exactly what I played. I played queen to c3. Boom. Hit him with a move here. Hitting this and this. So if you take this rook, guys, well, now the tables turn. Check. I'm hitting this with a big boy check. So you may, I think he's getting mated here, but I can't remember. I think it was mate. King e7 and then bishop a3 check. So then the king has to go back here. Takes here, and I think because he can take this, actually this is mate too as well, and his mate here. So if you're wrong, you get mated. I mean, wild game, right? Wild game. So if I do something like, oh, take the rook, and then you forget you get mated, like, oh my goodness. And then you can't actually take this because you get mated here too. King g1 runs into all kind of checks, and also knight g3 maybe. But I also have this check too, and I think this is the one that was going to help me. After queen takes d5, king has to go somewhere, maybe here, and then check again, and then king up. Then you bring the rook into play, and then king here, and then another check. And if I have to, I can always go back to g2, but I have to be careful because, I mean, tactics were everywhere in this game, guys. It was absolutely ridiculous. Why isn't queen x1 f1 mate? It is. That's why I can't take on f1. I can't take. Oh, you said I'm blind. Oh yeah, I see it. So right, I couldn't do that. So I went queen to c3. So he made the logical move. He wasn't trying to go double edge madness. Correct. The craziest Scotch Gambit game I've ever played. So after queen c3, he goes knight to c4. And he gets out of the way. He's like, nah, bro, not today, not a fan. So here's the move I was supposed to make. Okay. The move I was supposed to make here was e6. Tactics Masterclass with Canty. Yes, sir. I was supposed to play e6 here according to the engine. Now, after I make this next move, the evaluation changes to almost -1. Almost -1. What do you think I played here as white? What do you think I played right here? He canceled his subscription to Tactics. Oh, never ever, Elfins. Oh my goodness, that was a scary sentence to read. Said obvious stockfish. Right, Ryaf. Off topic, that's the best response to d4 by white. I dread against it at black. Yeah, man, I used to hate it too. King's any defense now. I learned it. I love it, and it helped me a lot. Bishop a3 from Frank. E6 or 5? Oh, e6. Oh, whose emote is that? Oh, JJ Chess. Nice emote. F5. F5 is very nice. I think it's a very good consideration. E6 and queen takes g7. Correct. That's what I was supposed to do according to the engine, but I didn't think it was enough yet. I just didn't think I had enough yet. Honestly, I just didn't think I had enough. That's why I didn't play e6. Queen b4. You got e6 again. e6. Rook a to d1. So here we go. Shout out to Frank. I play bishop a3. Bishop a3. Because I know if he takes this, not that it's the same line, but I do get to take this, and then I can take this, and then I can come back and snag this knight or get a rook. So he can't actually take this bishop. Also, it's stopping him from castling. So his king stays in the center a little bit longer. So when I do get e6 in and bring this rook over at the timely manner, because he's only attacking with his queen here. He's only attacking with his queen, then it's going to be a problem. But black, of course, the engine being the engine and seeing everything through space and all, is he says h5, and actually black was almost -1. Almost. So it was like 0.8, 0.9. It was filling black here. And I'm like, what? The king in the center. That's why you need two evaluations. One is a human and one is the engine. So you can realize that this kind of position, yeah, it's double-edged, but I mean, definitely there's problems for both sides. And honestly, you would say it's more problems for black because the queen's here. You're not thinking, honestly, you should be doing this right now, because this honestly could easily probably be defended. And e6 is like in a moment's notice, I'm threatening mate here on e7. A lot of stuff here. So it's pretty weird. But I play bishop f3, bishop a3. So with bishop a3, engine says -1 with h5. Yeah, it's like crazy, Quinn, crazy. But you know, the engine is like, it is what it is. Like, sometimes you just can't use it for that sense. You use it for up until this point, and then you're like, oh, shut up, engine. And then you're like, wait, what you say on this move, though? Shut up, engine. What do you say on this move, though? You know, that's how it is, because you got to remember, humans. You are playing humans. h5 feels like very move, play like an engine, but I really like pawn levers. Yes, pawn levers. I like those too. 3 calculations. Table eval. Opponent shook, calm, take a walk. Correct. 3 calculations. So bishop a3 with GMs could find h5. I think they probably would, especially if you have time, honestly. But you also have to consider, you know, e6 is a real scary threat. e6 is very scary with the king in the center here. And then also followed by rook to e1 in many cases. There's a lot that can happen. That's correct. I mean, it depends on what engine you're using too. Optimus, it might actually have some other stuff. And it reads different on different evaluations or different engines, right? So you went queen f5, which I'm thinking he's just going for the check here. You know, just trying to reroute and check and maybe try to trade. He goes queen f5. So I'll bring the rook to the center, last piece into the game. Still with this threat, able to take and snap some stuff. And also e6 is still coming. And my rook is finally good. I finally got my pieces into play. At this point, feeling really good about the position because the king is still in the center. He goes rook to b8. Now, what I was supposed to do here, guys, what I was supposed to do here is what? What do you think you're supposed to do here as white? E6, bishop c5, open a position. Tech Gambit says e6, 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 bishop b4, rook b2, e6, e6 everywhere. E6 is everywhere. Shout out to everybody in the chat, okay, guys? You guys, I played e6. I'm like, e6, let's go. Open it up. Hey, front door open, big fella. I'm bringing the boys. We about to hang out. E6. But the move is actually, Ryath just put it in the chat, is g4. G4 actually is the move. That's the engine recommendation. Crazy line here. After g4, let me see. Actually, don't I have something about g4 here? Let me see. Rook takes c5. No, that's not it. Is it here? Here? Right here. Queen takes g4. So then you go e6 right now. Maybe middle name Stockfish. My middle name Stockfish. E6, right? So e6, and then after f6, then rook g1. All of this just to put the rook on g1, just to go here. I was like, that's powerful. Okay, engine. That's right. Okay, hey, all right. You're just back. All right, you right. You right. I'm sorry. You right. Sometimes you do have to challenge the engine. I do it all the time. I'm like, bro, that don't work. Show me. Show me. And then I'm like, okay, all right. All right, you show me. Okay. All right, I believe you. I believe you. Rook g1. And then he moves his queen somewhere, and then you snap on g7, and you're like, oh, okay. That man did hit hard. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. But it's very scary, honestly, because you got to be accurate and stuff. Like checks is, you feel like your king's kind of weak and stuff is open. So, I mean, what a double-edged position, right, with these kings wide open. But I did not go g4. I went for the e6 line. I just played e6. Thanks for the follow, Chopper66. Appreciate it. So, after e6, f6, he blocks it. And then I made a different move here, guys. I made a different move here. I mean, this was a hard move to make. This was a hard one. What would you play now? And you know what's funny? It's g4. Okay, I could have played g4 here. I could have played g4. But again, if you're not thinking about it, you probably never ever see it. So I didn't play g4 because I could play it now because we just talked about that idea. But I didn't go here because I just didn't see it. Can't you play g4, rook g1? Yeah, you can, actually. I'm looking at it now. Absolutely, yeah, it works. But I didn't play it because I didn't even consider it. I didn't even consider it because I was so into everything else. Besides g4, what's the other idea? I had something else to do. It's also like very weird looking back at this move. Like, what else was I thinking about here? I made this move. Caballito says bishop c5 probably. That's exactly what I did. I played bishop to c5. I just put it here because honestly I didn't want him to take it. And I was aiming here, but I wasn't. Was I really aiming there? Like, I don't remember like anything else because I mean maybe I can take this and come back. And I think that's probably what it was. Maybe taking this and being able to come back to the same spot, bishop c5. So take it, come back, and then push this one to do something else. Like, it was kind of almost like a waiting move too as well to figure out what he does because he can't castle. Queen's kind of misplaced. Don't really know. Don't really know yet. It was very, very difficult. E7, yeah, E7, but then I gotta, you know, the thing about E7, if you play this move, I always like to, you know, say to my students, you gotta have follow-up moves or a follow-up plan. So what's the plan? Like, am I going to really put a rook here? You know what? Hey, if we, you know, pick up a rook and drop it, put it right here, that'd be nice. But can I realistically ever get the rook here? And I probably can never do nothing, and it's just going to sit here. So I would rather wait until it's actually right. I may need this for my queen or something later if I'm able to get this kind of diagonal. That was something else I was trying to get to, but it was very difficult. So, bishop c5. Now you had to keep it in the castle. Yes. Thanks so much, Kale064 with the Twitch Prime. 5 months in a row. Thank you so much. Welcome. We're here with some analysis. What if he goes rook b2 after bishop c5? That's a good question, actually. Rook b2. We like never considered that one. Let's look at it. Let's actually see. Rook b2. Because I mean, honestly, rook f2. Because I don't see anything concrete right now. So let me just see what the engine does. So it's +1 after. Oh, yeah. That was a move. I forgot about that. Okay. So two things, rook f2 or e2, and the other one was, I forgot, and this is the method I used to win the game here, guys, was this here, rook b1. Rook b1 kind of thing. So the back rank is weak. If I get something back here, it's a wrap. So you got to be careful. So he didn't do that. So I played bishop c5, and I think that was probably going to be the next move. It had to be, because I was like, I had to keep this for something. It had to be. What were your candidates besides bishop c5? My other candidates was king g2 to play h3 and g4, trying to get g4 in. Another one was rook g1 to play g4. So rook b5. Look at that from Danny. Danny says rook b5, bishop c5. So that's actually the game move. Rook b5. Now I hit this man with a move. The Jedi came out right here, and I hit him with this a4 move. a4. I did it. There it is. It's on the board. I said, take it. Hey, bro. Just take it. Just take it. Just take it. Insane, right? If he takes it, white to move, guys. What is it? What is it? White to move. Rook takes. He didn't take it. But if you do take it, what happens? Because some people will test you all the time. I always say that. If you're going to give somebody something, and never play hope chess unless you lose in. You get destroyed, then definitely play hope chess. But don't be like, oh, I hope he doesn't. I hope, and then you end up losing because you play hope chess here. So, I mean, this absolutely, I hoped he would have taken this, because then queen b4, absolutely. Queen b4 and then mate on the back rank. How? Well, let's see it, guys. Rook a5, here with the check. King e7 forced. Hit him here. Got to go back here because it's mate there. Check. Hit him here. I can do this, but this one is mate on the move. Jedi. Oh, my goodness. But he didn't do that. He didn't do it. So you had to play g4 on your brain, but just consider it immediate. Yeah, I had it. I just didn't see it immediately. Username correct. Queen b4 from Tech Gambino. Queen d4 from Fly Eagles Fly. Queen b4 from Cavallito. Queen b4, rook b1. Nice. You're a madman. Thanks, Wookie. Thanks, bro. So he didn't take it. He actually played this move here. The man jumped completely off the deep end of the boat, guys. He found the nearest building he could find. Found a balcony. Jumped right off, smiling all the way down as he makes d4. He played d4. Tricky, very tricky, very tricky. Let me ask you this, guys. What would you do? d4. What do you do here? Queen to c4 from Money Mike. Queen takes d4 from Kara. Queen takes d4. Don't even think. Don't even think. Tech Gambino says queen takes d4. Queen takes c4. Queen takes again. Q takes. Queen takes d4 from Frank. Chess Bra with the Ray. Oh my goodness. Get hype, guys. The Bra's in the building. Let's just take a moment here to get hype in the chat as we analyze this game. The Bra's, the one and onlys, the big fellas. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks so much for the raid as we go over this game. Scotch Gambit, Millionaire Chess. It's a Millionaire Chess game. So, looking at this, talking about the thoughts and ideas. We got some YouTube. This is for the YouTube channel. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good time. Hope you had a great one. The big fellas, Chess Bras. Thanks so much, y'all. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the follows. Hey, Canty. Hope you're having a good night. Keep up the energy, buddy. No problem. No problem. Always will. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the love. Get some sleep. See you on the next one, big fella. Sub Sunday tomorrow at the Chess Bra channel. So just know. See y'all later, bro. Thanks. Have a good one. Have a good one. So we are going over a game here. So d4, right? After d4 was played, okay? Queen takes c4 just does not work. It does not work because he can just take. That's what he wanted to happen. Yup. Cheers. No problem. No problem. We in here for the boys, for the Chess Bras. That's right. Rook takes c5. So rook takes c5 is a real thing. So I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I actually hit the man with this move. Shout out to you if you said queen takes d4. Bam. Hit him here. Oh my goodness. It's over. There's nothing you can do. There is nothing that black can do here to save the position. So honestly, from right here, guys, he resigned. He resigned from this position. Because it's a problem. There's mate in 2. There's a huge mate in 2. There's nothing you do about it. It's just nothing you can do. So it was mate. What about queen f3? Queen f3 honestly doesn't do anything. Queen f3, I can just take this. And then you just kind of jumped off the deep end, actually. And sorry, actually take with the rook. Take with the rook, because this is defending, so I can't take the rook. Okay, I see it. Yeah, d7 mate. Correct. So going back to here, right? We have this position. d4 takes. There's no check he can do. There's no check anywhere. So, you know, if you do snap, check here, and then mate on the back. Make here on f7. So it's mate there. It was honestly over. Queen takes. You take with the rook. It's the same thing. How do you even stop the mate, actually? Maybe knight d6. This is the only thing you can do to block it. And then I just come up a whole rook up. Because I play a4. So I come back and snap the rook, and the game is over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff there. And we're going to replay this game for you guys because the Chess Bros is rated. It's 300 of us right here. So let's check it out. Let's see it in full motion one more time. The Scotch Gambit. This is going on the YouTube, by the way, guys. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find the other ones there too. So in the beginning, was the bishop move a move? Or was it there? No, it was a move, elevation. And this is it, guys. This is the title of it. The craziest Scotch Gambit I've ever played. Watch, bro. This is... Never have I've not gotten this one other time. Probably I can count on one hand how many times I got this Scotch Gambit right here, and to get it in a tournament just scares you, so like scares you forever. You'll never forget it, right? So here I'm playing white Scotch Gambit. Here we go. Great job, Canty. Thanks. What about Queen d5 for black? Queen d5. That does work actually, Mr. Rio. All I do is take the queen though. After trading the queens, then you take the rook because the rook's still hanging in the end. Remember, I play a4. So his rook was hanging and mate was hanging. So you had to do something about one or the other. Thanks for the follow, Whoop-de-doo. That's a great name. Whoop-de-doo. Thanks for the follow. d5, bishop b5, knight e4. All theory here. Bishop takes. This is still theory. Still going through the motions. Bishop c5, f3, knight g5, and f4, right? I'm telling you guys, if you play the Scotch Gambit, f4 is a move here, okay? If you play the Scotch Gambit, f4 is a move here. Yes, it is. It will always be a move because this is how it started. But when stuff updates, when theory updates, because it does, bishop to e3 is the best move. And it changes everything. So now guess what? Bishop g4 is not a move anymore. So you have to make a move because you got to make a move. It's your move. So you got to do something. Castle or bishop b6 are the main lines. And then I will play f4 and I get the Scotch Gambit I originally intended to go into. As opposed to the Scotch Gambit that he played that I've never seen before and made me almost like, you know, knock all the pieces off the board when he made this move. Because I'm like, I've never seen this. What is this? F4 unless you find out. Right. He has 3-pawn islands. Not really a good opening for black. You'd be surprised, actually. You'd be surprised because this becomes mobile. And if it becomes mobile, it's a huge issue. Bishop b6, c5. Let me actually show you problems that happen here in the Scotch Gambit. Thanks for the follow. Do you analyze individual position of viewers? Sometimes we do. Mostly subscribers. He has 3-pawn. Yep, correct. So thanks for the follow. But coming back to here though was a lot of times you'll see positions like this and like let's go back and then here and here. Let's say I messed this up and like king h1, c5, move the knight, d4, back this up, and look how these bishops. You know, not that this one's not hitting anything, but it's not for long. And this bishop's a monster, and you end up losing very quickly. So it's not, you know, it's how you play with this pawn island and what you have that's going to change the trajectory of the game. So bishop e3 is actually the move though. Root 75, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. So f4 though, I play f4 again. Bishop g4, I didn't know what was happening in life. I had no idea what this man was doing. He played bishop to g4. I was like, what is this? What is this? He said, what about knight e6? I love to see knight e6. I love to see knight e6. Thanks for the follow, Hood Zukic. Welcome to the follow. Knight e6 is my favorite to see because I just follow up with c3 and f5 is very annoying. After you castle, I mean, look at this. This gets bad. I've done this many times to people. I'm not even gonna lie. I've done this many times. Queen d2. Bring this over. King here. Queen here. Rook here. Rook f4. It's not. Honestly, this is not supposed to work, but it works a lot because people forget they're supposed to play g5 right here to stop the mate. And they forget all the time because this is mate. Even if you go queen f8, takes, rook sack, queen sack the queen. Puzzle rush stuff. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, you know, I love doing this kind of stuff. But you have this immediately if you go knight e6. So it's a problem when you go knight e6. So after here it's supposed to be knight e4. That's the mainline theory. But bishop g4, he played this and I didn't know what to think about life. Honestly, I was like, I'd never seen this move in my life. again, and you shaking and don't know what to do with life. So queen takes g4, I do it. He goes here, king h1, knight e4, hitting knight f2. Again, for the new people here that haven't seen this nasty little tactic here, man, first off, I'm playing a Scotch Gambit. White not supposed to be like this. Chess.com came in with the raid. Man, getting the double raid here. Thanks so much. Chess.com coming in with the raid. Yo, Canty, what's up, Martin Kessler? What's going on? We are going over the Scotch Gambit game. The craziest one ever in life. Everyone I've ever played. So this is what we're checking out here. Chess.com. Welcome to the stream. Hope y'all doing well. Hope the stream was nice. eHop says we in here. That's right. That is right. Correct. Courtesy of King Bishop. Nice. Thanks, King Bishop. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So this is my Scotch Gambit game right here. This is a very crazy game. A very crazy game. So we're into this position where I am not familiar with because he plays something that I've never seen. So Tom Speak, thanks for the follow. So after queen g4, watch this, guys. If I take this, I wanted to show this line because this is probably one of the best. I thought this was brilliant when he did it, and I was like, I just want to win this game and tell him that he's brilliant after he lost. But still, I wanted to, because this was a hard game. Like queen takes g7, queen h4 was just such a beautiful mate. Queen h4. If I take this rook and then he goes here, I'm getting mated anyway. Back here, queen g1, you can't stop the mate. And also if I take this other rook, because we just want to show how beautiful this is on the camera here. Knight g3, of course, and you can just probably retire from chess today. You're just done. It's over. So that's rough. Sacking 2 rooks and got mated. That hurts. You just don't show that kind of game to anybody. So king h1, knight e4. I played queen f3. I didn't want no trouble. I just backed up from life here. He still played queen h4. Very strong move. Ridiculous stuff. Because I'm still in trouble in a way if I don't cover f2. He made a threat. I blocked the threat. He made another threat, queen h3, because he's about to play knight takes g3 check. Again, here's another beautiful mate, guys. After c3, if you do something like this, well, knight takes g3, queen takes, and you just got puzzle rust here. Queen g1, mate on the back rank. Have a good day. It's over. That's not a move. So c3 is not a thing. I can't move anything else. Bishop e3, he's just going to take this and probably just stare at me the entire game after this, because this is over. This is over. Like, what do you do? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do. I can't breathe. I'm hyperventilating in the chair and play knight d2 because it's the only move that saves me. Knight to d2, because now knight takes g3 again doesn't work because the knight's defended. It was beautiful chess. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Then he hit me here, surprise number 2. And I'm like, dog, bro, somebody get this man off the board. He's doing too much. Bishop takes b2. Another move. Ridiculous. Bishop Burru says, hi, Master Canty. Hello. So crazy, Slayer. This was wild. This game was wild, bro. Bishop takes b2. I take it. He takes here. I go queen c3. I'm hitting his knight because c6 is like nasty. Again, showing this on the camera. Check. This rook is hanging, so you probably want to connect them. But maybe not for too long because I have to go back here and I end up picking up some material. Just a little bit, but I also have to watch mate over here. Again, a wild game. Mates everywhere. So he actually didn't allow any of it, and he goes back. Intense game. This is beautiful, bro. This was again my favorite Scotch Gambit game ever. If you're just getting here, guys, if you missed everything, you'll be able to catch it here on the YouTube channel. Just subscribe to it right there in the chat. Did you make a, you know, I didn't, but I mean, he was doing that to me is what it felt like this entire game. So I actually, because I had a crazy position and I think these engines can evaluate. Kali system, d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, e3, bishop f5, bishop d3. Okay, knight e4. What would you play here? Oh, d4, d5. Really, knight f3, knight f6, e3, bishop f5, bishop d3, knight e4. What would you play here for white? That's a good one. You won't want to take it. Maybe queen to c2 or something like that. That's an annoying move, though. It is annoying. Thanks for the follow, Steve. Thanks for the follow. D2 good. D2. Wait, actually, it's black to move. So knight to c4. Knight to c4. So he blocks it because he's like, I don't want none of that trouble, big fella. Not today, not tomorrow, not any day, not here. So where did he mess up? I'll show you right here. Bishop a3. He was supposed to go h5. Honestly, if you didn't know h5 was the move here, you probably would have never found it. h5 is the move that says black is slightly better after h5. But are you really trying to play h5 when your king is sitting in the center? You don't know what's about to happen. E6 is looming. It's definitely coming. And then there's rook coming to the center here. I think h5 is your last. And the guy I'm playing is a bona fide national master. You got to hit 2200 plus to, well, 2200. But of course, he was a high 2200. Very strong player. Absolutely. h5. And he didn't play h5. This is not a move you first thinking about, you know, here. So he played queen f5 and got up out the way here. So queen f5, I think that's where you messed up because it allowed me to consolidate everything. I go rook a to e1 and I have a free hand at the king. I have a free hand at the king, honestly. King's still in the center. You don't want to castle this way. e6 is still there. The pieces are not coordinated and actually the rooks are disconnected. So I'm honestly up in development here and it's just a better position for white now. GG Jedi Master Canty, thanks. Thank you, Chess Brand. So he goes rook b8, rook b8. Rook b1 was also a move as well I could have played. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't go rook b1. But I liked bishop c5. So I'll play bishop c5. G4 is actually the game move. I'm sorry, the engine move. I was supposed to go g4. But actually, what I played was bishop to c5. Which is here? No. Bishop a3. Here we go. Queen f5. Rook a1. Rook b8. And I played e6 actually. e6 first, not bishop a3. e6, f6, and then bishop c5. Because I really didn't have much else to do. I was trying to figure out if I could take this and also rook b1. I honestly wanted to keep this bishop, but I think I could honestly get away with rook b1. But this move helped me, I guess, as like a lure in a way to like, oh, come get this piece, bro. You know, like come get this piece because it helped me with this next move to help me win the game, which was a4. I played a4 here and lean back. I just leaned back. No, I didn't do that. But I did play a4 and I was like, this is out because he can't take the bishop. Again, if you want to know why can't he take the bishop? Well, let's see it. Queen b4, we hitting the rook. Back rank is very weak here. So you have to figure out what to do with this rook. Your only move is rook a5 to defend it. Check. King e7's only move. Snap here. Mate is anywhere you go. Checkmate here. And the other ways are the same. With after king e8, we hit him with the check and mate on f7 once again. So you can't actually take it. Thanks for the follow, Danva12. So after this, he jumps off the deep end for us, actually, and the game is completely over after the d4 move. Didn't consider this. I think this was the third surprise. Like, I played somebody, and this was like psychological part. Imagine I just wanted to go to sleep and eat and like think about life and just like pray and just make sure everything in life is good. Because after this game, you all shook up. I mean, this was wild, bro. He played this move and it was like, does it work? All kind of emotions go through your head when you have this kind of game where it was like a surprise 3 different times. Now this one was a good surprise because luckily it helped. But bishop takes b2 early on and his bishop g4 out the opening really was wild. So queen takes d4 is the best move here. If queen takes c4, it just doesn't work. Rook takes, defending everything. And maybe I could get away with this. Probably not, though, honestly, realistically. And it's a wild game still. But queen takes d4 hits mate. Queen d5, they asked earlier. Mr. Rio said, what about queen d5? It just doesn't work because I snapped this in the end. A takes b5, GG, and I'm up a rook. Queen takes d4. Can't do anything due to the mate once again. And that was it. He resigned right here. Wild game. Oh, my goodness. Sweating the whole time. In there, sweating. Sitting in that chair. Unbelievable. Playing Domonique Myers here. So, unbelievable game, bro. Rook b5 takes better. After queen b4, give it the exchange. Correct. James, congrats on an incoming mini. Thanks, Route 75. Yes, this is my second. This is my second. My first one's about to be 2 in 2 weeks. November 1st. So, 2 weeks, something like that. Yep, something like that. So that's this game, guys. And this is from the Millionaire Chess. I played Domonique Myers, National Master.